Amos by Anonymous. 1 the words of Amos, who was among the herdsmen of Tekoa, which he saw concerning Israel in the days of Uzziah king of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam the son of Joash king of Israel, 2 years before the earthquake. 1:2 He said. 1:3 Thus says Yahweh. Says Yahweh. 1:6 Thus says Yahweh. Says the Lord Yahweh. 1:9 Thus says Yahweh. 1:11 Thus says Yahweh. 1:13 Thus says Yahweh. Says Yahweh. 2:1 Thus says Yahweh. Says Yahweh. 2:4 Thus says Yahweh. 2:6 Thus says Yahweh. Says Yahweh. 3:1 Hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up out of the land of Egypt, saying. 3:11 Therefore thus says the Lord Yahweh. 3:12 Thus says Yahweh. 3:13 Listen and testify against the house of Jacob, says the Lord Yahweh, the God of armies. Says Yahweh. 4:1 Listen to this word, you cows of Bashan, who are on the mountain of Samaria, who oppress the poor, who crush the needy, who tell their husbands, bring us drinks. 5:1 Listen to this word, which I take up for a lamentation over you, O house of Israel. 5:3 For thus says the Lord Yahweh. 5:4 For thus says Yahweh to the house of Israel. 5:16 Therefore thus says Yahweh, the God of armies, the Lord. 5:25 Did you bring to me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, house of Israel? 5:26 You also carried the tent of your king and the shrine of your images, the star of your God, which you made for yourselves. 5:27 Therefore will I cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus, says Yahweh, whose name is the God of armies. 6:10 When a man's relative carries him, even he who burns him, to bring bodies out of the house, and asks him who is in the innermost parts of the house, is there yet any with you? And he says no, then he will say, Hush, indeed we must not mention the name of Yahweh. 7:1 Thus the Lord Yahweh showed me, and behold, he formed locusts in the beginning of the shooting up of the latter growth, and behold, it was the latter growth after the king's harvest. 7:2 It happened that, when they made an end of eating the grass of the land, then I said, Lord Yahweh, forgive I beg you, how could Jacob stand, for he is small? 7:3 Yahweh relented concerning this. It shall not be, says Yahweh. 7:4 Thus the Lord Yahweh showed me, and behold, the Lord Yahweh called for judgment by fire, and it dried up the great deep and would have devoured the land. 7:5 Then I said, Lord Yahweh, stop, I beg you, how could Jacob stand? For he is small. 7:6 Yahweh relented concerning this. This also shall not be, says the Lord Yahweh. 7:7 Thus he showed me, and behold, the Lord stood beside a wall made by a plumb line, with a plumb line in his hand. 7:8 Yahweh said to me, Amos, what do you see? I said, a plumb line. Then the Lord said, Behold, I will set a plumb line in the midst of my people Israel. I will not again pass by them any more. 7:9 The high places of Isaac will be desolate, the sanctuaries of Israel will be laid waste, and I will rise against the house of Jeroboam with the sword. 7:10 Then Amaziah the priest of Bethel sent to Jeroboam king of Israel, saying, Amos has conspired against you in the midst of the house of Israel. The land is not able to bear all his words. 7:11 For Amos says, Jeroboam will die by the sword, and Israel shall surely be led away captive out of his land. 7:12 Amaziah also said to Amos, You seer, go, flee away into the land of Judah, and there eat bread and prophesy there. 7:13 But don't prophesy again any more at Bethel, for it is the king's sanctuary, and it is a royal house. 7:14 Then Amos answered Amaziah, I was no prophet, neither was I a prophet's son, but I was a herdsman and a farmer of sycamore figs. 7:15 And Yahweh took me from following the flock, and Yahweh said to me, Go, prophesy to my people Israel. 7:16 Now therefore listen to the word of Yahweh. You say, Don't prophesy against Israel, and don't preach against the house of Isaac. 7:17 Therefore thus says Yahweh, Your wife shall be a prostitute in the city, and your sons and your daughters shall fall by the sword, and your land shall be divided by line, and you yourself shall die in a land that is unclean, and Israel shall surely be led away captive out of his land. 8:1 Thus the Lord Yahweh showed me, behold, a basket of summer fruit. 8:2 He said, Amos, what do you see? I said, a basket of summer fruit. Then Yahweh said to me. 9:1 I saw the Lord standing beside the altar, and he said, Strike the tops of the pillars that the thresholds may shake, and break them in pieces on the head of all of them. And I will kill the last of them with the sword. There shall not one of them flee away, and there shall not one of them escape. 9. 2. Though they dig into Sheol, there my hand will take them, and though they climb up to heaven, there I will bring them down. 9. 3. Though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out there. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, there I will command the serpent, and it will bite them. 9. For though they go into captivity before their enemies, there I will command the sword, and it will kill them. I will set my eyes on them for evil and not for good. 9. 5. For the Lord, Yahweh of armies, is he who touches the land and it melts, and all who dwell in it will mourn, and it will rise up wholly like the river, and will sink again like the river of Egypt. 9. 6. It is he who builds his chambers in the heavens, and has founded his vault on the earth, he who calls for the waters of the sea, and pours them out on the surface of the earth. Yahweh is his name. 9. 7. Are you not like the children of the Ethiopians to me, children of Israel? Says Yahweh. Haven't I brought up Israel out of the land of Egypt, and the Philistines from Caphtor, and the Syrians from Kir? 9. 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are on the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the surface of the earth, except that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, says Yahweh. 9. 9. For behold, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all the nations, as grain is sifted in a sieve, yet not the least kernel will fall on the earth. 9. 10. All the sinners of my people will die by the sword, who say, evil won't overtake nor meet us. 9. 11. In that day I will raise up the tent of David who is fallen, and close up its breaches, and I will raise up its ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. 9. 12. That they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the nations who are called by my name, says Yahweh who does this.